dance mix version of Hot in Here at the party last night. It was so fun.
I think it's so cute that you went to a rooftop party. Like, that's so... in a movie. Like, that's so Hollywood.
It felt so Hollywood.
I love that. I wish we had a rooftop to throw a party now.
Well, they're going to do it every month. We should go next month.
Okay, can we actually throw a crow party, though? I was very serious when I sent that text message.
Yes.
That sounds so fun.
Yes. This guy might come this afternoon to co-work.
Love that.
So we can discuss it.
That sounds great.
Great.
Because it sounds really chill.
Yeah.
And, sorry, this is perhaps not podcast fair. But I was thinking that, like, we could start doing more fun, free events.
Yes, please.
Great. Okay, cool. Because I think that's how we get people in.
Yes.
Great. See, I knew that I just was only getting on the same page as you. It seemed for a minute like we were on separate pages,
yeah,
but
it did.
I just am on your page now.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
I finally caught up. I'd be a slow reader sometimes.
It's okay. It's okay.
It is okay.
Yay.
I think we should also start that book club type thing where you come in and read books together.
Silent.
Yeah. Or, and perhaps in addition to that, we could do that type of book club where you're doing what we're doing on the podcast today, which is sharing about a novel that you love.
Yes. Does it have to be a novel?
No, a book that you love.
Okay.
On anything. Oh, there's hair on my books. That's not really surprising. I shed like a sheep. Actually, not like a sheep, because sheep don't shed.
Yeah. They have to be sheared.
They do have to be sheared. I, in fact, very much enjoy some of the sheep shearing videos.
I get real nervous. I just get nervous.
I only don't get nervous because the particular woman doing it is so...
capable?
Well, she kind of hot. But yes.
Oh, please send me this video.
Thank you. Yes, she's so capable. And she always does voiceovers for it.
Yeah.
So that she talks about, like, when is it dangerous to shear a sheep? Like, because the overweight sheep are more dangerous to shear because their
little rolls.
Their little rolls pull and
oh, honey.
Poor little lambs.
Yeah.
I mean, full-grown sheep, but lambs.
Send me one of those videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Speaking of sexy internet people.
Yeah.
I was speaking to my sister. Actually, maybe I won't tell that story. The sanctity between sisters is special, and I shall respect it. Never mind.
Will you tell me later?
Sure.
Okay, great.
I mean, well, let me think through it.
All right.
As to whether or not I think she would care if you knew.
Or ask.
Or ask, yes. Yeah. That, I mean, as you guys know, consent matters. When in doubt, just ask.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've gone down a magical side shoot about sheep. Hi, and welcome to this episode. We're going to talk about books today.
Yay! Books we're currently reading or are on our TBR list.
Yes, yep. So welcome to the first episode of Your Soul Welcome Book Club.
Cheers!
If you don't know yet, I'm Kayla.
And I'm Ashley. Welcome to Your Soul Welcome.
A podcast of healing out loud for humans spelunking through their deepest hearts.
Yeah.
Chink. Do you guys get tired of hearing the intro low-key twice because we sing it afterwards? Comment below.
But also, we're not sure if we would stop anyway, so.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. Don't ask for advice on what you already going to be doing.
Isn't that part of your design, Kayla?
Yeah, it is actually. Look, your girl gets a little insecure sometimes, and it's fine.
It's fine.
I just work myself through it.
Yeah.
And we have deep conversations.
Yeah.
Can I tell them that we had our first fight?
Yeah, I mean,
We
I don't
had
think
our
it was
first fight, you guys.
It wasn't even our first fight. We have gotten into kerfluffles.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've had discussions about stuff. But
I feel like our first fight was about that couch.
That's fair. This was the first time Ashley got mad at me, and there were lots of feelings involved, and we skillfully talked through all of them, and so...
We did.
That's that on that. It's because I was stressed out about being a business owner with bills to pay.
Yeah, responsibilities.
We'll ignore the fact that I also had bills to pay for 5 years.
Right.
As owning Brave Our Open Mind. It's fine. It's okay.
Right.
I just was learning how to hold the potential for failure.
I think that it was different here because...
We hadn't seen each other for 95,674 days.
Yes, but also we had bills that we have to pay to people whom we love and respect.
And that's also fair.
And that is stressful.
It is so
It
stressful.
can be. Doesn't have to be.
I mean, I also had bills to pay for all of my certifications and stuff. Like, big old bills. But, like, why was this different? I don't know. Evolution. Something evolutionarily in my brain made this different.
Yeah.
My evolution as a human, not like human evolution. You know what I mean? A microcosm, not the macrocosm.
Yes.
But we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. P.S. We had this conversation like 30 minutes ago. So clearly it was a good talk.
Yeah.
Because we be on here with you guys now. And
yeah.
That feels good.
I really wasn't expecting it to go poorly.
I wasn't expecting it to go poorly either. And also, as we discussed in our conversation, I historically have avoided people being mad at me by people pleasing my ass off.
Yeah.
And being defensive and weird. But I've gotten better now.
So much better. Yeah.
When you know better, you do better.
Yeah, that's so right. That's so
just
true.
didn't have the resources that I needed at the time, and now I do, and it's great.
Yeah. Awareness is half the battle.
Awareness is half the battle, but the other half of the battle really fucking matters.
Yeah, it really does matter.
Because I knew that I was not...
Yes.
I could see it. I could see me being too stressed out and being unkind to you. Like, I could see it.
Mm-hmm.
The awareness was there, but that didn't help.
Yeah. Valid.
Yeah. But here we are now. After a big conversation.
And on the same page.
Book reference! Okay, so I feel like we should chat about why we wanted to do a book club, because I'll be honest, I learned a whole bunch of shit from books.
Yeah, I love books. We have been teachers. I almost have a full master's degree in reading education.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like 6 credits short.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But fuck that.
I mean, yeah, you couldn't pay me to take 6 more collegiate credits at this current point in my life.
To be fair, if I won the lottery, I would absolutely go...
I would audit a class.
Oh, I would absolutely go back to college, but I would go back to college for art history and fucking philosophy and so many cool things. Different kinds of literature.
I love that for you.
I would just be a student for the rest of my life, taking courses on the shit that I'm interested in.
That's fair. I love that for you. I would pay independent artists on the internet to take their course.
Maybe that's what I
would
do.
do that,
yeah,
for sure.
Let's do that instead.
I'm pretty done giving large collegiate entities thousands of dollars.
Yeah, good point. And then having to do like
and then having
meaningless
to do
homework. Okay. Yeah.
That's a no for me.
Yes.
But yeah, I would.
Yeah, I just want to learn.
Learning.
I just want to learn all the things.
Okay, radiant humans. If you're ready to cave dive into your own healing and expansion with your own self-curiosity as your guide, you're officially ready to step inside the inner play portal. Your soul welcomes cozy online library of healing practices, techniques, rituals, and recordings that are designed to explicitly activate and support your own self-healing.
Pop on over to yoursoulwelcome.com to reserve your membership pass right away or read more about the Inner Play Portal.
Hooray! So what we be learning now? You've got the first book on top.
Okay, so well, if we go that way, then they're stacked funny.
Well, that's just how we started. We don't have to do. We don't gotta do shit.
First,
we do our own thing.
On my list is my Llewellyn's Magical Almanac for 2024. And I have it in my work bag that comes with me every day to work. It's
she has it out all the time.
I check it all the time.
She's like, let me get my almanac. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So, you know how, like, farmers have their almanacs to check, like, when to plant things and what the weather's going to be like and things like that? So this one is for us witchy folk. And it has, like, the moon signs by, like, where the moon is every day. It's got the moon phases, moon signs. It's got different correspondences for each month. It's got
like a correspondence. I don't know what that means.
So like what gems and stones kind of go with each month.
Okay.
Like different flowers and herbs, different like deities that are associated with each month, things like that.
Nice.
It also talks about it has a yearly energetic forecast kind of broken down by month. There is it's got all sorts of great stuff. It talks about it's just fantastic.
What do you existentially get out of it? Like, how does it benefit you?
I like to have it because I feel like it's really practical to have, so that I can, I know that I can on my phone check moon phases and things every day, and I do. But I feel like it's just, I like having this with me because I feel like, it's nice to have kind of like all of the things in one, like, nice handheld thing. So I've got like the energetic forecast. I've got like different astrological things that are happening. It's got some numerology tips for the year. It's got zodiac things for the year. It's also got like the wheel of the year, so all of the Sabbats for the year.
What? Like, how have you used it ritualistically? Like, most recently, what have you used out of it?
Well, so like
and maybe not most recently, but like, maybe prominently.
So like I almost, like anytime I get it out, I will always look up the day. So like, for example, we're recording today. Today is
the 28th, 29th?
May 28th. So if I look up today, May 28th, it's a waning moon. The moon is in the third quarter. The moon sign today is Aquarius. And for like like the correspondences for May, stones are agate, emerald, and carnelian. Flowers, lily of the valley. Deities, Aphrodite, Dionysus, Gaia,
Ooh, I feel like I've been in my Aphrodite energy this month.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's a nice little confirmation.
Right. And it also will tell you like when it's a full moon, when it's a new moon, things like that.
Will you tell us about Friday? That'll be the 31st, I think, because that's when this episode will be coming out.
Okay.
Let me confirm that it's the 31st.
It is.
It is!
So Friday, so when this episode comes out.
For the folks watching and listening today.
Yes. It is a waning moon in the 4th quarter. And the moon sign is in Pisces. But the moon will enter Aries at 11:28 p.m. So that is a changing day. So
what does that mean?
it's telling you when the moon is going from one sign into another sign. So it will start the day in Pisces, but it will enter Aries by the end of the day.
Oh. Does that mean I know it doesn't mean that we'll all get angry.
No, and Aries does not mean angry.
I know. I just know so little about astrology. I think that's why I'm asking you so many questions.
Yes.
I'm like, how are you using this book? What are you doing with it? Probably the folks listening are like, she does all the cool magical shit with it. Why are you asking?
So, like, it talks about in May, it talks about, it will talk about, like, May Day, and how, like, the numerology for May is the number 4, being grounded and stable, doing behind-the-scenes work.
I've been doing all that.
Yeah, and, like, the tarot card for May is the Death card, a card of transition and evolution from one phase to the next.
Oh, yes.
The sun was in Taurus until May 20th when it entered Gemini. And let's see, the full moon was in Sagittarius on the 23rd, which was really fun, which was really awesome. Our full moon circle was really great.
Because it was the flower moon.
It was the flower moon, and it was a full moon in Sagittarius, which is really, like, fun and social.
What did you guys do at your moon circle? Because I was sick AF, so I did not attend.
It was lovely. We talked a lot about things that we wanted to let go of because it was our last full moon of spring.
Oh.
Because our next full moon is the day after the summer solstice.
That's exciting.
So we talked about what we wanted to let go of. And then we talked a lot about gratitude and what we were grateful for. And what we were grateful for, that we were growing and blooming in spring. And we passed around a basket of flowers, and everybody took some flowers and talked about our intentions for being there together. And we did a meditation, and I know, it was great.
That sounds beautiful.
We lit a candle. We all lit candles and talked about, like, the spring fire energy and, like, feeling that burning, that, like, moving forward, that growing, that desire to, like, get things moving and starting.
Yes.
So we did some candle gazing, and feeling that kind of energy, that spring fire energy within us.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it was great.
Candle gazing.
Yeah.
I feel like I did that at my fire pit the other
Yeah,
night.
Probably. Like, it's
really
so peaceful.
big candle.
Yeah. Yes, it's so good.
Yeah, that sounds lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yay. I'm glad I know more about your book. So then Llewellyn publishes a new one every year, I imagine, because everything changes from year to year.
Yes, they do. It is great.
Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the book that I have on this stack that is most, like, reference manually, if we're going thematically, we have no plan for this. We just be grabbing things. Is Perfect Health by Deepak Chopra.
Oh, yeah.
It's harness the power of Ayurveda to balance mind and body. And he explains all of the, like, ins and outs of Ayurvedic beliefs, beginning with the 3 doshas that everyone has in their body. So the doshas are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. And each person has more or less of those 3 depending on who you are. And so then he talks about using your doshas to get yourself into a place where you have perfect health available to you.
Wow.
And that's been really important for me recently because I've really been trying to focus in on my health in a variety of ways, like lowering my A1Cs, right? My blood sugar levels. Trying to find joy in cooking, which I've mentioned on here many times, because I know that, like, your diet is so important. They say so often that, like, food is fuel and food is medicine. And I've been really leading myself down paths where I understand what that means. And Deepak's book is a really great eye-opener into he calls it the quantum mechanical body.
Ooh.
So not just what goes on in your human biology like you learned in high school, but what goes on, well, in addition to that, not but, and, in addition to that, how your energetic body plays with your natural biology.
Oh, wow.
So how the energetics of your cellular biology on, like, a subatomic quantum level, how that can help to adjust how you are physically experiencing your body.
Oh, wow.
So he talks not only about, like, what to eat and what exercises to do, he goes beyond that into how can you use, like, vibrational sound to help tune your biofield. How can you use meditation to help calm your mind and to help guide your quantum mechanical body? So how can you, with the power of your mind, enter that sweet, deep state of such profound relaxation that you are able to get to a point where you can find your perfect blueprint again, where you can guide yourself on a cellular level into a state of being perfectly healthy. Because we all start out that way.
Right.
I mean, barring tragic things that happen in infancy, right? Like, the majority of human people start out perfectly healthy. And so he speaks a lot about returning to your quantum mechanical state and guiding yourself in smaller, large ways to become more aligned with that. So I am not quite done with it yet. I'm on page 339 of, like, 380 pages. So I think that when I am done with it, it will become a reference manual because there's so much gold in this book that, like, there's no way I have it all in my brain.
Right.
Like, it's such a huge topic. You're talking about thousands of years of Ayurvedic systems and beliefs and practices.
Right.
So,
what things have you started to implement?
I have started to implement more meditation into my days.
Yeah.
And he has a really specific one that involves you bringing warmth to, like, your hands and to your eyeballs. And he has, like, a really formulaic way of doing it. And I don't do his formulaic way every single time.
Mm-hmm.
I have been making a lot more time for meditation.
Oh, great.
In general. Because if I can sit on a chair and get healthier, why the hell not? Like, let's do it. And I've been using some of my, like, background in hypnosis to also help get me into a meditative state faster.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, beautiful humans. have I got an invitation for you. At Your Soul Welcome, I am hosting hypnosis and energy alignments for sweet and gentle humans looking to shift your circumstances, mindsets, and magic to be more aligned with the hidden you, who's ready to see the light and dance naked under the stars, metaphorically and literally, because who am I to hold you back, baby? The benefits of hypnosis and energy alignment are so beautiful. You receive self-love because the time for laying curled in despair inside dark thoughts of your sweet human mind is over now, my sweet darling. As the moon tides determinedly and unstoppably change the beachscapes of our worlds every day, so too do you get to determinedly and unstoppably shift who you are to yourself on a daily basis. The time is now and you are ready. And another sweet benefit of hypnosis and energy alignment is sweet release. Together, my love, let us mend the tattered threads of your sweetheart. Like a healing balm for the soul, energetic alignment and hypnosis help you to release past hurts, embrace forgiveness, especially within your own sweet self, and nurture the enchanted silver lace of your inner peace. Journey, my love, supported and guided through the candlelit rose garden of being your full self, out loud at full volume. The soul truths of your changing tides are here to support you now. These events can be attended in person at Your Soul Welcome, or you can access all of the recorded replays of these events inside our Inner Play portal. You can find information for both of those in our description or show notes. I love you so much. Mwah! Love you, bye! Because the beginning part of hypnosis is really just about relaxing into a state of trance, and that is also meditation. So
what is it called when you like raise your gaze?
Oh, it's called Hukalau.
Yeah.
It's a Hawaiian state of meditation.
Yes.
And it helps you to access alpha brain waves. So you raise your gaze with your eyes either closed or open about 20 to 30 degrees higher than your standard straight line of sight. And when you do that, you can invite yourself, and don't do this if you're driving, you can start to notice the sounds around you. Like I can hear the air conditioner in a way that I couldn't before because I was not in the brain state to.
Right.
I can hear cars out on the street in the very busy parking lot across the way. You can guide yourself into feeling more. Like I can feel the airflow in the room now. Because I'm allowing myself to sink into that state of noticing. And my body just took a big old sigh because she is more relaxed in this state.
Yeah.
And so that helps you get into the very first state of like meditative relaxation or hypnotic meditation. So that's where I have started because I have background in that area.
Right, yeah.
Like I've been practicing Hukalau for years now. I have not gotten much into his using the particular sound frequencies because I've been engaging in Amanda and Angela's Heart Magic Healing vibrational activations now. They have a beautiful membership that I think we've mentioned before. I'll try and put it in the description for you guys if you're interested in that, along with the books that we talk about.
Yeah.
So that you can be in on that. So I wasn't really concerned about having vibrational help.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've got that on lock.
Yes.
So what I would love to begin inviting in more of is more of the physical aspect of what Deepak talks about. Because he's got a really specific, it's called the sun salutation for yoga. Have you heard of it?
I've heard that before.
I've also heard of it. I've never done it. But he like swears by it. I've been brewing more ginger tea after eating because ginger helps digestion.
Yeah.
And digestion is one of the huge ways in which you can support your body being healthier.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I've been immediately implementing, and I'm deeply considering getting like seeing an actual Ayurvedic physician, because Deepak talks a lot in generalities. So like I know, for example, that I'm a Vata Kapha, which means that I am mostly Vata dosha with a medium amount of Kapha and not very much Pitta. Yeah. But then some of the like foods for Vatas versus Kaphas are so widely different. Yeah. He also says that a symptom of a Kapha imbalance is being overweight, which clearly I have more weight on my body than is perfectly healthy. So, the nutritional point has been confusing for me. Because part of me doesn't know what to do. Part of me is like, just follow the Kapha diet for right now until my weight is in a different place, and then start looking at the Vata nutrition. Yeah. But I would like a real-life human who is skilled in Ayurveda to perhaps confirm that for me before I start being a maverick.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's That on Perfect Health by Deepak Chopra. I am a Deepak fan. Yes. His writing is very understandable, which is nice.
Yes, it is.
You can certainly tell that this book was like originally published in the 90s, though. There are just a couple ways that he phrases things that I'm like, that's not politically correct, Deepak. But it was originally published in 1991, and so there's that. I wouldn't say that they're egregiously offensive. They're just like...
Just like a oof.
Slightly not great. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Valid.
Yeah, so there's that. I don't know what to do with these when we're done.
I don't know. I just am holding it on my lap.
Okay. Well, I can start snaking them over here if you want.
Great. Thank you.
Lovely. You want to go next? We can't keep doing every other because I have 85 books here.
Yeah. Sure. I'm gonna do Living by the Moon.
Yay!
This lovely book is it's like lunar cycle based self-care. And it goes through each moon so for example, it will go by like the wolf moon, which is January's moon. But I'm going to find the flower moon, and it will, because that was May's moon. So the flower moon, and it will take you through the phases of the moon. So it talks about like that month's moon. It talks about the new moon ritual, like a new moon ritual that you can do for yourself. And like oftentimes with new moons, you will set an intention on what you want to cultivate for yourself, or what you want to bring in for yourself, or call to yourself for that lunar cycle. And then it has some like journal prompts and some different like rituals and ceremony kind of small things that you can do. It talks about things that you can do for like the waxing crescent in the first quarter, the waxing gibbous, and then it also has like a whole full moon ritual. Sometimes I take some of the ideas that are in here because there are some really, really great ideas in here, and I incorporate some of them into our full moon circles. I haven't actually in the last couple months because this is very like self-care focused. This is very much for personal, like a personal
use.
journey.
That makes sense.
Oftentimes they're as part of the self-care journey, it will be like take a full moon bath or something, and obviously we can't do that here during a full moon circle. So I mean we could maybe find a
sound
lake
bath,
or
maybe.
yes, exactly. But like there are a lot of things in here that are very personal and very created to be intentional for oneself.
I love that. That's beautiful.
It really, really is. And there's a lot of things with like plants and cultivating like growth within yourself and growth, externally with plants, and different rituals and intention setting and manifestation prompts and things like that. It's just, if you want to start like creating some sort of ritual, or you want to start, getting more in touch with the moon or the lunar cycle, or start making those kind of intentional pockets of time for yourself, I would recommend something like this, or like Living by the Moon. It's a book by Rock Point. It's just, I really enjoy this one here because it's very detailed. There are a lot of ideas there. I mean, you can take what you want and leave the rest. But it's very detailed, and it has a lot of different ideas that you can take or leave or whatnot. But it's very detailed and very helpful, especially I think for those who are maybe new to rituals or trying to start.
We're trying to get out of being so practical it hurts.
Yes.
It's me.
Yes.
And into being softer and more whimsical. And I am really focused in on teaching myself the value of unnecessary things.
You can put the ritual in spiritual.
That's cute. I love that.
Thanks. So.
The ritual and spiritual.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Because I clearly have called myself out on being practical to the point of missing out on fun, whimsical shit. Yeah. And I would like some fun, whimsical shit back in my life.
Yeah.
Because 10-year-old Kayla was into some whimsical shit. I would light candles, right, and set intentions. I would write little prayers on slips of paper and roll them up and put them in a tiny box. I would do those things that I don't fucking do anymore.
I do those things.
And I know you do. I need your help. I need Living by the Moon.
Here you go.
Because I think that that's so sweet.
It is.
To have a beautiful, truly beautiful, I'm not sure if you can see it, and obviously those of you listening can't. But the pages are quite beautiful.
Yes.
A beautiful little companion on your journey. Hey, you beautiful lunar starfish, you.
Your soul invited to journey into the cosmos and uncover the magic of the full moon. At Your Soul Welcome, we host full moon circles with you each month to catalyze and activate the power of full moon rituals, because the full moon symbolizes abundance, clarity, and manifestation, and we can all use that honey in our lives. With our rituals and practices, we'll guide you in aligning your intentions with the lunar energy, empowering you to connect to your deepest desires and dreams.
Full moon circles are available in person in Omaha, live online, or recorded so you can catch the replay. Your juicy full moon circle tickets are reservable at yoursoulwelcome.com.
It really is, and it's wonderful.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
I'll sneak it over here. I do have to blow my nose. I'm real sorry, you guys. I know that that's not, like, the most beautiful thing, but I am getting over a cold, which I'm certain you can probably hear. My voice is starting to fade out just a little bit here.
Yep, a little bit.
Sorry, y'all. Oh.
Push
that away from me.
Do 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 do.
Hey, thanks for singing over that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
I'm not sure if the people do, but
but that's real friendship right there.
I got you, boo.
Like, of course we're not going to take the time to edit that out.
Nope.
I'll just say.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
Hey,
thanks.
No problem.
Thanks, yo. Okay, so I'm going to group a couple books together here because they're kind of along the same path as each other.
Okay.
And then two of these I have not read yet, but Zen and the Art of Housekeeping is so at the top of my next, like, I shall be starting that within the next couple of days. So, you have heard us talk about cleaning quite a lot on the podcast because we are working on it.
Yeah.
We are working on it. So I bought A Monk's Guide to a Clean House and Mind by Shoukei Matsumoto. And he is a legit Buddhist monk. And he breaks down how monks clean in their monastery. Okay. And not just how they clean, but the purposes of why they clean that way. And so he is very fastidious about mentioning that you need to clean windows because unclean windows lead to, like, an unclean heart, in that it takes you longer to, like, find your way in your own heart. Oof. You cannot see clearly with your own heart inside of yourself when you are in an environment where you cannot see clearly. Oh. And so that's just a for example. It's fucking full of nuggets like that that'll make you think real deep.
So, like, if it's clean above where the dog's noses and mouths make a whole mess constantly on the glass.
So, Shoukei would tell you to also be cleaning the little nose prints, too.
Then I would have to just be standing there all day.
So, I mean, he talks about how monks in different monasteries, perhaps his in particular, if I'm remembering correctly, oh, that's funny. I turned right to a page. I'll just read it. The monks at Aihi Temple take care of these spots when the date ends in a 3 or an 8. Okay. In other words, the 3rd, the 8th, the 13th, and so on.
Okay.
So it's not that everything has to be clean all the time, because obviously even in a monastery where there are monks to truly care for the space in a really deep and meditative way, not everything is clean all of the time. However, everything is on the radar to be clean.
I love that.
Yeah.
On everything that ends in a 3 or an 8.
Mm-hmm. And so there were a couple other times where he said, like, a 2 and a 9 or something like that.
Okay, I like that kind of. That's kind of nice.
Yeah. So it gives you a little bit of guidance on how you might guide yourself into doing some of those things, like cleaning puppy nose prints that you're not going to do every day.
Yes.
So it's just really interesting because I found myself really tempted into resenting some of the things that he says.
Like what?
Well, like the idea that if the windows are dirty, my heart is unclear. And I'm like, hey, you don't know my heart, bro.
Yeah.
You don't know. But also, like, I'll live in my heart, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, for example, we started this episode talking about how I needed to, like, we had an argument because I just was unclear in what I truly wanted.
Were your windows dirty, Kayla?
My windows were so fucking dirty. I mean, my literal windows are still dirty.
I'll come clean your windows for your birthday.
Thanks, dude.
You're welcome. I bet if you listen cozily enough, you can hear the delectable sound of milk steaming in the background, while an open-hearted barista makes you the most exquisite cup of coffee this side of the Milky Way.
Karma Coffee is queen at inducing the most delectable vibes of coziness, warmth, and open-hearted joy. Frolic on over to Karma Coffee and get you an amazing Garden Goddess spicy chai off their secret menu. They'll know that I told you because I order it all the time.
Or order one of their one-of-a-kind waffle flights of their heavenly waffles.
They also have an amazing croissant breakfast, Sammy, that I wasn't planning on adding to this ad, but it's so good that I couldn't leave it out, but now we're out of time. So go get some amazing Karma Coffee. Love you. Bye!
That's going to be your birthday
Ashley's
present.
like, anything to get this woman to get her life straight.
That's Kayla's birthday present this year. I'll wear my pink jumpsuit and bring a squeegee.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So anyway, it's been a really interesting ride. I only have like 2 pages left. Oh no, just a page and a half left in finishing this guy. So I'll be there in a minute, and then I'm going to move immediately onto Zen and the Art of Housekeeping. This is a used copy. You can't buy new ones anymore. It's The Path to Finding Meaning in Your Cleaning.
Ooh.
Learn to be at peace and attain enlightenment while doing all the little things around the house. And I was like, be at peace and attain enlightenment by cleaning?
I would love to borrow that when you finish it.
Okay. Yeah. This is the one I was most excited to get, but
Yes.
this one came first.
Yes,
so
yes.
That is what it is. So on the back, it gives little questions of like, you'll learn how to spirit yourself away during mundane chores as you muse over thought-provoking Zen koans like, if the kitchen is the heart of the home, what is the heart of the kitchen? What is the color of clean? If the purpose of cleaning is to remove dirt, what is the purpose of dirt? What fills empty spaces? Whose footprints are on your floor?
Oh.
I know.
These are great questions.
So maybe we'll do a whole ass episode on Zen and the Art of Housekeeping once we like figure our lives out. So I shall be starting this one probably this week or weekend.
Okay.
Because I have heard so many people say that cleaning is meditative for them. I've heard them say it with their mouth holes on TV and people that I know personally. How? Maybe Zen and the Art of Housekeeping can teach me.
Yes, please.
How do I okay, here, how do I meditate like Deepak tells me to do while cleaning? How do I not kill 2 birds with 1 stone, but get 2 benefits from 1 action?
How can I be living by the moon in a ritual? How can I ritualize the housekeeping?
Yes, I love that. Yeah, you ritualize the housekeeping. I'll meditate the housekeeping. Cheers to that. Like, that's sold. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And then, on top of that, the third book in this little collective, also one that I have not started yet, is Feng Shui, the Modern Bible, From Clutter to Clarity, Adapting Ancient Wisdom for Harmony and Well-Being in Today's Busy Lives. And Clutter to Clarity sounds great.
Yeah, it does.
So, transform your home and life with the timeless wisdom of Feng Shui, adapted for today's fast-paced world. Feng Shui Modern Bible is your comprehensive guide to creating spaces that resonate with harmony, prosperity, and well-being. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned practitioner, this book offers fresh perspective on ancient Feng Shui principles, making them accessible and applicable to modern lifestyles. And that feels like all of Sweet Shoukei's wisdom about how things work in a monastery transformed into the modern day. So
yes.
I'm excited to read this as almost like an addendum to this one.
Yeah, it even says 2024 edition.
Oh, great, it does? Yes, it does. I love that for us.
Yeah.
Sweet Kate, who owns the building that we're in, knows so much about Feng Shui, and so I'm excited to get more connected to my space.
Yes.
Because I constantly have always, my whole life, waffled between loving my space and hating it based on how clean it is.
Yeah.
And by clean, I mean cluttered. Is there a coffee mug with a little science project growing in it on my coffee table right now? A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But, will it get taken care of today or tomorrow? Yeah, for sure. Because it's not going to continue to grow.
Yeah.
So, it just be cluttered sometimes. Anyway, chapter 4 is called Self-Alignment and the Journey Within. And so
love it.
That feels great.
Yeah, it does.
So I'm excited to see where meditating on these 3 books will take me. So that was A Monk's Guide to a Clean House and Mind by Shoukei Matsumoto, Zen and the Art of Housekeeping by Lauren Cassel Brownell, and Feng Shui Modern Bible by Jiang. And I'm really sorry if I didn't say those names correctly. I did my best.
We'll try to put them...
Yeah, we'll list everything below so that you've got... What the fuck is happening? Since we're not, flashing things up on the screen, we'll put them in the description below for you guys, for sure.
Yeah.
But those are some books that are bringing me hope right now.
Yeah.
Hope that what I see other people being successful with, I can also be successful with. Yeah. I just need some major fucking stepping stones. I need some major stepping stones to get to where other people are. Okay, radiant humans. If you're ready to cave dive into your own healing and expansion with your own self-curiosity as your guide, you're officially ready to step inside the Inner Play Portal. Your soul welcomes cozy online library of healing practices, techniques, rituals, and recordings that are designed to explicitly activate and support your own self-healing.
Pop on over to yoursoulwelcome.com to reserve your membership pass right away or read more about the Inner Play Portal.
Hooray!
Valid.
And, excuse me, guys. It's finally less of a, I have to be as good as they are. It's less of a deficiency now.
Yeah.
It's less of a self-deficiency and more of a, no, I want it. I'm motivated to take control over my environment in a way that I have felt really disempowered with before.
Yeah. Figure out a way to make it work for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I'm all about feeling more empowered in my life. So let's go.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that on that for right now.
Awesome.
What you got?
I got Polysecure, Attachment Trauma, and Consensual Non-Monogamy by Jessica Fern, and the Polysecure Workbook. So it goes along with the book.
I love that you have a 1-2 combo that comes with a workbook.
Yes. So I heard about this book, the Polysecure book, from my girlfriend. And then when I looked it up, I saw that it had a workbook. And I was like, I probably am also going to need that. So, yes, I definitely need that.
Look at you, teach, doing the homework too.
Yes. Well,
we did start off talking about how we're lifelong learners. And
yes.
We'll learn so many things.
my thing is I am aware that I have trauma. And my attachment style is what I thought my attachment style was anxious. But I have learned that it is fearful, disorganized. And so it is pretty unreliable, which makes it hard for my partners and for myself also. So learning how to understand my attachment style and how to give myself what I need will help me show up better for my partners and for the people that I love and want to connect with in my life.
And for you.
Yeah. And so I haven't gotten very far in the book yet. So far, it's just been a lot of conversations about, or a lot of discussion about the different attachment types and like what childhood looks like and how that shows up in adulthood, and how that looks like in partnerships or in relationships. So like it's rough, I mean, but it's important. It's important to look at those things. And the goal is to really understand kind of what my needs are and how I can fulfill what I can of my needs, and how I can be securely attached. That's the goal, is to
I love that. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I certainly do not have a secure attachment style. I am very much anxious avoidant. And it takes a lot of work to unpack your big T and little t trauma.
Yeah.
And figure out what works for you to support yourself.
Yes.
Because not everything that everyone else is doing is going to work for you and your psyche and your life and the ways in which you have experienced trauma.
Yes.
And it's a journey that I have been on, not in a polyamorous setting, but with my husband I've been with him almost 11 years now, 10 and a half. And, like, definitely for the first half, didn't know shit about bettering myself.
Right.
And thank God he just loved me a lot. Because the last 4.5, I guess 5 years now, gosh, it's the end of May, so it is officially 5 years now that I left teaching and actually had fucking time to focus on myself. I've learned so many things about how to better support myself. And in doing that, I am better supporting Carrie.
Yeah.
And that is beautiful to see. Because what I have gotten to see in him is him getting to make more independent choices for himself. And that lights me up.
Yeah.
Like, he has supported so many of my independent choices that it warms the cockles of my heart to be able to do that for him in return.
Yes.
So, yeah, that book sounds amazing. Yeah. I love that. It sounds like a really, guided version of what I've just been haphazardly doing for 5 years.
Yes. Yeah. And the workbook, I haven't really gotten started in the workbook, but the Polysecure workbook is, it talks about healing it kind of works you through healing your attachment, kind of understanding it, and then creating security in loving relationships. So I'm really looking forward to kind of working through this and kind of working through this with Mark and seeing kind of how we can grow and hopefully get on the same page about what being poly is and how that looks for us. And yeah.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's hard enough doing it my way, let alone bringing multiple partners into the picture.
Yeah.
Although we have joked before about our relationship essentially being very much like a marriage.
Yes, like a marriage.
So it would be really interesting. I'm really excited to hear what wisdom you learned from that we can implement together
absolutely.
Too, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Because my anxious avoidant booty has come a long way and she's got a long way to go.
Yeah. Right.
And, I'm reminded of this thing that Carrie and I talked about the other night. He was talking about how goals aren't endings.
Right.
And this blew my whole little mind last week. That goals are essentially just like a detour on a road trip, right? Like you might, for example, Carrie and I stopped off to see the cooled lava flows in New Mexico last year.
Yeah.
Just because I saw a sign and I was like, let's go do that fun thing.
Yes.
It became a goal, and goals aren't an end to your journey. They are
goals are fun celebration. Yeah, it's a fun celebration along the way. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
And, well, I didn't know that. And I kept selling myself on this, I'll attain it, I'll achieve it, which were all very high-value words throughout my childhood.
Yeah.
And that just isn't how it is. Like, there is no attainment. There is only, that thing happened on my journey. That's great.
Yeah.
And then you keep going.
Yes.
So the idea that we can change and keep going, that there is no end, at first sounds like you can never achieve anything.
And that's why a lot of people, I feel like, keep moving their goalposts, right?
Like, yes.
Yeah. Because they don't know what to do once they've reached that goal. Because they feel like that is, once it's attained, then what do I do?
Yes. And especially when you're making personal development goals.
Yeah.
Like, my goal is, I will clean my house. I'll keep my house clean. But, like, I have the whole ass rest of my life. I'm going to live until I'm 100. Like,
yeah.
There's no end to that. And so I need to stop selling myself on an achievement.
Yeah.
And
like, you can do that, and you can celebrate that, and you can do so many other things too.
Yes. Yeah, celebrating the side stops, the fun things that get to happen along the way. Because obviously I'm living my life with a cluttered house.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Same.
I'm not dying. No one's dying. So it's not ending the way that it is now.
Right.
And it's not going to end if I am doing a different set of behaviors and habits either.
Right. Even if it was perfectly, pristinely clean.
Yes. I always hated that when my mom would make me clean my room as a kid. Because as soon as I took my clothes off for the night, it was dirty again. And I felt like I had achieved nothing.
Yes.
And it's not about achievement. It's about enjoying what's in front of you right now. And what did past you do to create the environment you're in right now.
Yeah.
I feel like that was little bit profound for my brain. I'm going to sit with that for a bit. Okay.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to you getting to enjoy your ride more by reading that. That sounds amazing.
Yes. The first bit was a lot to read about all of the attachment styles and things.
Sure. That makes sense.
It felt quite heavy.
Yeah, when I listened to a podcast episode on attachment styles for the first time, it was also heavy for me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I am really fucked up. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Well, and I thought I was just anxious. Mm-hmm. And then, like, it was...
Does it have more than 4 attachment styles in that book?
Hold on.
Sorry, you don't need to know the answer to that
question.
I'm
not exactly sure. I feel like it does... Okay. It does also say that, like, you can move... Like, you can... Well, it says there are 3 insecure styles.
It's okay. You don't have to know the book inside an hour.
Yeah.
I just was curious. Yeah, I'm excited to know more about that one.
Yeah. Yes.
It sounds super cool.
She does explain how it's a little bit different than the, like, traditional and why.
Oh, okay, great.
But, yeah.
I love that, because I had never heard of the attachment style that you said that you were.
It is basically what you said you are.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit of both.
Oh, okay. Great. Cool beans.
Yeah.
Luckily, Carrie has done a lot of legwork to help me become more secure in my attachment style.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even just last night, I was going to tell him something that implied that I didn't trust him. And I forget what it was, but I started a sentence and then I stopped myself. And he looked at me and he was like, what were you going to say? And I was like, you know how sometimes you censor really dark jokes because you know that I don't want to hear them and you tell them that I don't want to know and then I trust you? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, you don't want to know. And he was like, all right.
Love that.
Because he doesn't need to hear that insecure thought from my head.
Yeah.
And I am secure enough in myself and him that I can make that decision. And that felt really powerful.
Good.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah. We're doing it, Big Bird.
Yeah, for real.
For real, for real. So that was Polysecure by Jessica Fern and the accompanying Polysecure workbook, also by Jessica Fern.
Yes.
And then we got 2 little cutie pies left. I'll be a little quick with the thumb since we're already over an hour here, which is okay.
Yeah.
We have, first up, Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. That now that Carrie and I have decided to start trying for a baby, I want to learn all of the fucking things. So right now, the first half of this book... Oh, I have another book on my phone I was going to talk about too, but I'll be briefish. The first half of this book is just all birth stories, and so I'm not into the second half where it is more a guide to the birthing part. But it was really fascinating. There was one of these stories. Oh, I just flipped to the back and there are like laboring positions.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's so interesting. Anyway,
she is squatting in the forest.
I love that. A 19th century birth scene of Tonkawa women.
Cool.
Yeah, squatting in the forest. One woman is holding on to her partner, it looks like standing, while the baby is being delivered, which was a 19th century birth scene from the Iroquois people. So yeah, this is just fascinating. I'm really excited to find out more about what's possible beyond just what I've seen on, like, fucking Grey's Anatomy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, don't watch Grey's Anatomy for a birth story, please.
No, absolutely not.
For Pete's sake.
Literally anything that I've seen in Hollywood, I am I am deciding to let go from my brain.
Good.
And I'm going to fill it with everything that Ina May says. She is the nation's leading midwife.
Oh, I love that.
She owned a midwifing like retreat space in rural Tennessee for the longest time called The Farm. And
The Farm.
Anyone who was interested in a home birth style birthing experience could go to The Farm, and they had a really great relationship with the nearby like Western medical facilities so that in case anything life-threatening went on, they could immediately get the women to
that's beautiful.
To be there. So I want my birth to be as hippie as possible while also being as safe for the baby and myself, because I would like to survive my own childbirth.
Yeah, yep, same. I approve of that. Not that you need my approval, but my births were both very Western medicine.
Yeah. I get that.
And I was sad about it. But my babies are here, and so am I, so.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, there are some really, like, stories of solidarity in here about Western medicine births. I think you would enjoy the first half of the book just
I do. I absolutely love birth stories.
And there are some really beautiful ones in here. Like, there was one that was talking about how she felt the birth canal, not just, like, in the birthing space, but all the way up through her chakras.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, that feels like the birth that I want to experience.
Yeah.
Like, just to allow all of the birthing energy to just flow all the way through all the chakras. Like, that sounds great. That aligns very much with much of the energy work that I've engaged in.
I love that.
So to then witness stories from people who have given birth that say that same thing, like, that's exciting to me. That gives me hope for giving birth in a way that feels magical.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that sounds really fun. So, I mean, also painful and sweaty, right? But, like, also fun.
Lily's birth was, I felt like, pretty magical.
Yeah.
Too. But, like, then she came out and it felt really surreal because I was like, how did that did not come out. Like, that is an alien.
Mm-hmm.
Like that little purple blue. Yeah. Extraterrestrial, like that is otherworldly.
It's because she literally just came from the stars.
Otherworldly. Like there was a portal.
Yes.
Otherworldly.
I love that. That's beautiful. So anyway, that's Ina May's Guide to Childbirth by Ina May Gaskin. And I totally recommend it so far. I'm only on page 93 of like 360-ish. So I've got a long way to go. And then the last physical book that I have here is really a magazine, actually. It's called In Her Studio, Spaces and Stories of Creative Women. And I brought it in here because I'm scared of reading it. And so I thought I would just publicly call myself in.
I want to look at it.
I knew you would. This is obviously inside, if you guys can see, I'm not sure that you can, inside of like a florist's studio. And so it's showing like all of the herbs and flowers hanging from the rafter, some of the wreaths and headbands that she's made. There's one in here which is scariest of all to me, which is a pottery studio. It's the reason why I purchased this $16 magazine.
Woo!
And it's just her in her happy place, which is her pottery studio. Ceramics and Cosmic Insignificance.
Wow.
And I'm really excited to read it. I read like the first line and then I'm like, scary. It's because I want to return to pottery so badly and I'm really scared of it. And so...
Is that the next... For what reason? Is that the next tunnel to go down?
I don't know. I'll let the universe tell me. Probably. I felt called to buy this, so It's on my radar. I got a lot going on. Just like I'm reading so many books right now, I also am healing a lot of shit right now. So
valid.
It's cool. I've really run the gamut on what my brain is consuming right now. Okay, so then the last one is a fiction book. And it's on Audible, so it's on my phone. And it is called The Wandering Inn series by pirateaba is the name of the author. And these books are portal fantasy books. So, release date, old to do. Okay, cool. I wanted to find the very first one because I am on book 4. So, a portal fantasy is where someone is portaled from one world to another. So, these people from our world have been portaled into a very medieval world with magic.
Cool!
Yes. And the mainest character in the first book accidentally becomes an innkeeper. And what's cool about this world, or really, really interesting and different and totally throws them for a loop, is that people obtain classes and levels like in a video game or like in Dungeons and Dragons. And they're all like, what? Are we in a game? Is this real life? Like, pinching yourself. Is this really happening?
Yeah.
I mean, she gets chased by a dragon in the first chapter, so.
Is it just one person that gets portaled?
So, I'm not going to fully answer that question to not give things away. We start out with one character. Okay. And then we branch into 2, and that's all that I'll say from there. Okay. And it's quite interesting.
Is it spicy?
No spice to speak of. Oh. It does deal with a lot of interspecies, interpersonal stuff. Okay. So, like, they do talk about sex, if that is helpful to you. But there is not, like, oh, my God, scenes or anything. Okay. It is not 50 Shades of Fantasy. Okay. It's just...
All right.
But it is really interesting because there are so many different species, like drakes, who are descendants of dragons. And
cool.
They've got, like, big old long tails, and
But they're humanoid?
So they walk on 2 feet. So they're not humanoid. Okay. They do walk on 2 feet. There is a species called the Antinium that are, like, ants that are walking on 2 legs. Cool. It's super interesting, and it deals with a lot of, like, themes surrounding racism. Yeah. So, like, for example, when the main character first goes to the city, it's mostly drakes, and, like, they're racist against humans. And isn't that so interesting to experience? So there's some political intrigue for sure. Cool. There's a lot of adventure. There's magic, which feels beautiful. Magic. So that's where my brain has been. And the narrator for this, her name is Andrea Parsnow, or Parsnow, and she's fucking phenomenal.
Oh, good.
Like, the way in which she makes the Antinium speak sounds like an ant speaking. Cool. Like, the R's are rolled in such a specific way that it sounds like you would imagine an insect talking. Cool. It's fucking dope.
That's so fun.
Evidently, she's a really famous narrator in the leveling fantasy scene. Like, of the stories that get written where you can level up. Yeah. She's evidently a really, like, prominent narrator. Cool. In that space. So she just is phenomenal. I can't say enough good things about the narrator. And with audiobooks, that's so important.
Yeah, it really is. What was the title?
Oh, so the first book is called The Wandering Inn by pirateaba, narrated by Andrea Parsnow.
What's the series? What's the title of the series?
The series is The Wandering Inn.
The Wandering Inn.
So then the book that I'm reading right now is called Winter Solstice. Oh. Which is interesting because the main character's name is Aaron Solstice. And so I'm excited to know what exactly that means. But I have 11 hours left. These are also really long. The first book is 43 hours and 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
And it just sweeps you away. And I'm on book 4 now.
Wow.
Yeah. it's been a fun little journey. It had been a while since I had like dove face first into a fantasy.
Yeah. That's fun though.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah, so that's been really good. So that's that on what we're reading right now, you guys.
Yay!
And let us know if this is a format that you really loved. Because we could do some like, here are our favorites or best of, like best spiritual books, best like other types. So we're avid readers.
Novels,
Yeah.
Yeah, and let us know some of your favorites, too.
I would fucking love that.
I'm always here for a good recommendation.
Well, and wouldn't it be fun if we, like, did an episode where we took their favorites and, like, highlighted them for other people? That would be so fun, I would love
that. Yeah.
Help all the people in the comments out, the other readers.
Please.
Help each other out with good recommendations, because I am here for it.
For sure.
Yeah. And I would love if You're So Welcome did some, like, book clubby type stuff in person. I think that would be super fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's that on that, you guys.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. I hope that you're having an amazing day.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
So much.
So fucking much. I almost missed my cue.
Yeah.
I was still staring into the camera, making moon eyes about how much I love them.
For real.
Okay, you guys.
Love you, bye! Mwah!
This one was fun.
It was.
I hope they like it.
I do
they
too.
Don't have to like it, but I hope they like it.
I hope they like it.